Hi, I'm Jasmin Mercado, 12 ABM. Let's take a quick look at what the home of the Ashfall is all about before we get into the lesson that I have learned. John Jack Wigley's story, The Home of the Ashfall, depicts his experience when Mount Pinatubo erupted on July 15, 1991. It was the second largest volcanic explosion in the 20th century, and this is one of the most sad and devastating events in the Philippine history. People expected the volcano to erupt at that time due to PHIVOLC's prognosis and the distribution of news and information, but 722 people have died. And the ash blanket not just the Philippines but also the other Southeast Asian countries. I learned how unique Filipinos are because rather than giving up, they choose to overcome their fears. They used to survive the disaster, and even in the face of adversity, they can afford to smile because we all know that there's a God who can lead and assist us in overcoming the obstacle we face. As a Filipino, I learned that no matter how scary a situation is, we always find a way to smile and support one another because that is what Filipinos are known for. Thank you.
Good day, I am Sheila Mariano and I am here to discuss what I have learned in the story titled Home of Ashfall, written by John Jack G. Wigley. In this piece, I learned the calamity and disaster awareness. Disaster is a serious problem that causes widespread human, material, economic, or environmental loss which exceeds the ability of the affected community. In all disaster, we do not have to forget the word preparation and how so much it will be helpful to us. We need to have knowledge in our community because John Jack G. Wigley did not know that there is a volcano in their community. We need to be knowledgeable for us to be aware, to become more environmentally aware. This piece has reflected the culture in the area of Mount Pinatubo and the attitude of the Filipinos. After the eruption of the volcano, it shows that no matter how destructive the calamities are, keep your smile on your face and keep your day shine even there is a disaster. They help each other called Bayanihan. A very good lesson that book titled Home of Ashfall can reflect.
Good day, I am Veronica Sumawang from 12 ABM and here is what I have learned in the book Home of the Ashfall. What I learned from Mr. Jack Wigley's book Home of the Ashfall is that natural and built disasters can have a negative impact on the natural and built environment as it contributes to the difficulties in our way of living. Another thing I learned from the book is that even if there is a crisis such as the Mount Pinatubo eruption, you can eventually feel at home with the people around you. Because every member of a house or a home guides each other, loves each other, and mostly helps each other when they are in difficulty or having a problem. And this is exactly what happened in the time of Mount Pinatubo eruption. Everyone helps each other and everyone is willing to share the care even though they themselves are not feeling well. It demonstrates that no matter how destructive the disasters are, Filipinos always smile and help one another. I also learned that your smile has the power to change someone's feeling. So even if you're not feeling well, always keep a positive attitude. Filipinos have always proven that there is always a reason for them to smile, a reason for them to show warmth to other people even if they also have a problem inside. As I read the book of the Ashfall, I reflected on its relevance to our lives as individuals. A problem is a part of our lives. We can't stop them. There are instances in life where you are happy today but tomorrow you will face a disaster. No one is excused from facing a problem. But the book reminded me that even if we fall from time to time, even if we face calamities and disasters in our lives, we should always remember that we are blessed. Being alive is the greatest blessing that you will receive every day. The person around you who will help you in terms of difficulties is a blessing. And your smile can also be a blessing to anyone. And don't forget that in every circumstance or problem in life, there is a lesson that you will learn, and that lesson will help you to become a better version of yourself.
Mr. John Wigley's book, Home of the Ashfall, focuses on the eruption of the Mount Pinatubo in the early 1990s. Mount Pinatubo erupted on June 15, 1991, and the eruption was predicted by residents in the region due to the news and information about the impending eruption. The eruption is also known as the 20th century's second largest eruption. Mr. Wigley wrote the book based on his personal observations and experiences during the eruptions. His works reflects the culture of the Mount Pinatubo region as well as the Filipinos' reaction to the eruption. It demonstrates that no matter how devastating the natural disasters are, Filipinos constantly smile and helps one another. It's also known as Bayanihan in Filipino, and it's a valuable lesson that the book may learn. This simply means that our culture, particularly our language, is extensive and diversified in contrast to other countries, who have only one dialect throughout their entire country. Finally, despite of severe natural disasters, the Filipino culture can be recognized by their ability to smile and think positively. During disaster, some people in other nations are too affected and become despondent.
I am Sharmaine Co from grade 12 ABM. The Home of the Ashfall was written by John Jack Wigley. It focuses on his experiences during the eruption of Mount Pinatubo. It's important that we look at the past and see what we can learn from it, so we avoid making the same mistakes. His work reflects the culture of the Mount Pinatubo region as well as the Filipinos' reaction to the eruption. It demonstrates that no matter how devastating the natural disasters are, Filipinos constantly smile and help one another. Filipinos call it bayanihan, which is a very good lesson that the book can reflect. And I realized that we don't have control of everything. Even the best planned life can still go awry, such as life. But this doesn't mean that we shouldn't do anything anymore and just wait for the fate to write the story of our life. Learn from the past, and since we are aware that we don't have control of everything, let's all pray.
I am Paolo Alvaran from grade 12 ABM, and I'll be presenting my reflection of Home of the Ashfall by John Jack Wigley. In Wigley's memoir, I've contemplated on quite a lot of things. First, calamities are indeed unforeseen. We are uncertain on when these disasters will happen and how we will deal with these events. Second, the amount of anxiousness the author felt by thinking of his family's status after the ashfall reflects on how selfless human beings are. We are not certain when one's life lasts, so we must cherish each moment we share with them. Lastly, the gap between the rich and the poor. Like what Wigley stated on his memoir, the fact that someone with low status is carrying someone who's in high status reminds him of an ancient times, and reiterated that history indeed repeats itself. My take on this: humanity will search for an opportunity to thrive even during such unpleasant times. To conclude, we are not certain of what tomorrow will bring. Therefore, in the near future, we mustn't forget to thank those who helped us cross the bridge of life, either during uneventful or gratifying events.
This book has reflected the culture in the area of Mount Pinatubo and the attitude of the Filipinos after the eruption. It shows how destructive calamities are. Filipinos always smile and help each other. Filipinos called it bayanihan, which is a good lesson that